Romance is great, isn't it? All that cuddling. But romance is celebrated all the bloody time. It's got its own day. That's right, Thursday, ladies of Woking. But how about the fragile beauty of an intense platonic affection between two totally straight, honestly never even thought about Ryan Gosling that way dudes? That is to say, bromance. Here are gaming's 8 best.
This is the longest standing bromance to make the list. Bill Mad Dog Riser and Lance Scorpion Bean from the Contra series have been appreciating each other's rippling muscles in sideways glances since 1987. Call the vet, these pythons are sick. But it was the events of the Alien Wars in 1992 SNES classic Contra 3 that really brought them together. Nothing cements a friendship like narrowly escaping being mashed to a pulp by a giant robot skeleton. I mean, I assume I can't persuade any of my friends to test the theory. Then 2 years later, Contra Hardcore was released and it introduced a female character, completely ruining the dynamic. Ugh, girls. I mean, hooray, girls!
The Spartans of ancient Greece were big into the strong emotional bonds between soldier dudes that gave those soldier dudes courage in battle.
Go, go, go!
You know who else knows the power of male bonding on the battlefield? The COG. Specifically, Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago.
The kids are at my mother's, so we got the whole day to ourselves. Dom! Are you awake? Dom! Dom!
Dom! Dom, wake up!
Sure, Dom spends a bunch of the Gears of War games pining over his sexy wife or whatever, who, by the way, spoiler, eventually turns up as an emaciated zombie scarecrow and he shoots her.
I'm sorry about Maria, but she's in a better place now. You did what you had to do.
Oh, sorry, Dom. But you look at Dom's final act as a soldier bro and tell me it's not the greatest bromantic sacrifice in a video game ever. Spoiler.
Never thought it would end like this, huh? Huh, Maria? Dom! No!
Now, we've been through these tactics 100 times, and I know you're not always going to get them right. That's okay.
Army of Two was a game designed around cooperative play between two heavily armed mercenaries. It was clear the bromance was going to be strong with this one. Elliot, Salem and Tyson Rios don't just like each other, they need each other. It is literally impossible to complete missions without the pair helping each other out. It was also the original Army of Two that introduced the gaming world to the most bromantic of gestures, the celebratory fist bump. A whole 3 months before Obama made it cool.
I got you!
Then EA Visceral Montreal went and wrecked it all with the fist bump free Army of Two The Devil's Cartel, which swapped out Salem and Rios for two characters so generic they named them Alpha and Bravo.
Ready to do this? Permission to engage?
Seriously, did someone just forget to click find and replace?
Some women find facial scars attractive. Mind you, most of those women are Krogan.
I bloody love Garrus. I wish he was my best friend. He could calibrate my home entertainment system.
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibration.
And that's not even a euphemism. If you weren't already sold on the sweetest bromance in Mass Effect by the third game, that is, Mal, Shep and Garrus, you were after the bit where him and Shep go on a bro date on the Citadel with the galactic apocalypse looming.
So, let's find out who's really the best shot.
There are a few people in the galaxy who've seen me in action, Garrus. They seemed impressed.
Yeah, but I've actually seen you dance, Shepard. No comment.
Also, if you didn't let him win, you are a heartless monster.
Ryu and Ken get on so well because they're so alike. I mean, from the neck down, they're basically identical. You knew that, right? Starting their legendary bromance as the only two playable characters in the original Street Fighter game, Ryu and Ken have been basically inseparable since. And that's even with Ryu's fondness for just wandering off. There he goes again. Their bromance even survived that god-awful live-action movie which turned them into travelling conmen. Which is the least heroic of all the travelling professions. Yes, even below dictionary salesmen.
I don't have to listen to your shit.
You know it's a true bromance when it endures the violent bouts of psychosis from one of the two bros. Fraternising with James Seth Lynch is the catalyst for disastrous bad luck for Adam Marcus, also known as Kane for no reason we can discern.
I might have my issues, but I know what you did.
Over the course of 2 Kane and Lynch games, Kane's wife gets shot, his relationship with his daughter collapses, and he's forced to run nude through the streets of Shanghai, chased by a drunk operating a Nokia camera phone.
I'll get you all!
Yet, in spite of Lynch's propensity for senselessly murdering people without any warning, when we last saw the boys at the end of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, they were embarking on a sunny holiday to Ecuador together. I guess you do get the cheapest flights by booking last minute.
When Cody discovers that his girlfriend Jessica has been kidnapped, his buddy Guy is duty-bound to join him on an odyssey of beatdowns in order to help rescue her. It's in the bro code, page 36. Also, they bring her dad along, like the only parent at a bachelor party. Between them, they incapacitate approximately 500 members of the Mad Gear Gang, and finally face off against this lunatic, armed with nothing but their fists and feet. Which is probably why, in spite of near-constant bickering, they can't seem to stay away from each other. They were last seen, again arriving as a pair, as part of the Street Fighter Cross Tekken DLC.
Right, time for me to fight.
Their biggest difference of opinion seems to be on whether Nike Dunks or Adidas Superstars are the greater 90s sneaker. Hey, that's serious business.
Finally, the only duo on the list with legit sexual tension. The rest were just wishful thinking.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria.
This is my son, Ezio.
Molto onorato.
L'onore è mio.
In Assassin's Creed 2, Leonardo da Vinci acts as a sort of cue to Ezio Auditore's swaggering Renaissance James Bond. Spare a thought for poor old da Vinci though. While Ezio's busy lifting the petticoats of half the noble women in Italy, Leo's there gazing longingly at his chiselled Mediterranean features, clumsily flirting and offering to fix up the assassin's equipment for no charge. Check the body language. Classic confirmed bachelor. In real life, people have been speculating over Leonardo da Vinci's sexuality for around 500 years, which makes Tom Cruise's 2 decades seem like no time at all.
So there you go, 8 game duos caught in a rad bromance. But which are your favourites? Let us know in the comments and give us a big manly thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Outside Xbox.